Thank you, Malcolm. I'll try and behave, I promise. Let me start by welcoming our guest of honor, Mr. Akeem Steiner, Administrator of the United Nations Development Program. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is a pleasure to have you here this morning. This is an event that is very near and dear to my heart, and I think very near and dear to all of the staff here at Marina Bay Sands. We are proud to have been associated with the Responsible Business Forum for 6 years now, and I think we can all agree that with the publishing of the UN report on climate change this past week, there's never been a more important time that we gather people together and we think as a group about how we can truly make a difference. Now, we try and strive to be a leading sustainable venue. That is why we are very keen to support events such as the Responsible Business Forum. We also have our own sustainability program. We call it Sands Eco 360. And we're aligned with a number of sustainable development goals. We acknowledge all of them. We just feel that we can make a bigger impact by focusing on 3 areas. And so our 2020 sustainability performance targets are built primarily around goals 6, 7, and 12. Goals that cover areas such as clean water, sanitation, clean energy, as well as responsible consumption and production. And I'm happy to say, I'm proud to say that the team here has really made a difference. Some of the accomplishments that I tout with pride are that since 2012, when we established a baseline, the property's been able to reduce its carbon footprint by 34%. There's been some great innovation, harvesting very small areas for solar panels and other things, but our facilities team invented a way to reclaim 60,000 liters of water a day of condensate coming out of air conditioning systems that are now being utilized to run the property. That was just coming up with their own initiative and their commitment and dedication to try and make a difference. We've also tried to make a difference for the people that we house in this building, in the Expo and Convention Center. In 2013, we started our Green Meetings program to try and encourage people to meet more sustainably. In our first year, we had 5 events. Last year, we had 140. So the message is getting through, and I think that there is momentum that's rising in all areas, including just meetings, and people are looking for how we can collectively make a difference. Now, throughout the course of this event, I think probably the most tangible or visible commitment on our behalf to Sustainable Development Goals will be that of consumption and production, and more specifically in the food that you consume. You may remember a year ago, we proudly announced a partnership with the World Wildlife Fund where we committed to improve the sustainability of the products that we're buying, seafood in particular, and to strive to continually improve. Now, you can imagine that with a venue of 2,500 rooms, 1.3 million square feet in this building. We have about 3,500 events last year here. We have about 10 million meals served a year. We have the ability to have an impact on the environment with what we purchase. And we are striving to source responsibly 50% of our seafood by 2020. And more than that, we're trying to help establish, working with the World Wildlife Fund, sustainable seafood farms in order to create a supply chain of sustainable seafood. We'd love to buy more. You just can't get it necessarily. And so by focusing our purchasing in those areas and encouraging other companies to follow our lead, we're hoping that we can create the economic incentive for these farms, countries to follow that lead in order to create a better supply chain. We look forward to the day when the only option is to have a sustainably sourced ingredient and that we build the sufficient volume in order to make it affordable and accessible to all. Now, this year for the conference, the team has really been focused on, and I'm going to steal the term, hyper-local in terms of our sourcing of our goods. We have looked at how we can pull more things locally. And you may not know it, Singapore is not a huge country. I'm from Canada. It's kind of the antithesis of Canada. And there's not a lot of land for agriculture here. And for a long time, agriculture was eschewed, but it is now being hardly embraced, but they are looking at how they can do this in the most sustainable and intelligent way possible. And there's a small handful of local farmers who are harnessing the latest agricultural technology to maximize farming yield. You will see some of those products as you consume your food this year. For example, one company, Farm Delight, we're using their herbs. They're producing all these herbs in an indoor environment using LED lights, soil, and organic fertilizers. For what we can't get in Singapore, well, we've had to go a little bit further afield. So we're sourcing from Johor Bahru or Cameron Highlands, and some items we've had to go as far away as Thailand, which maybe is further than we would like, but given the landmass here, that's where we've had to focus. Of course, we're not forgetting the seafood. Each product that you consume has its own story, and I'm happy to say that the entire event will have only or feature only 100% responsibly sourced seafood. One example would be from Trapia. We're going to feature a black tilapia on tomorrow's menu, which is Trapia is an ASC and an MSC certified farm in Malaysia, and it's distinguished itself for the traceability of its product. Every dish has followed this philosophy. The team has worked really hard to try and find these things and to prepare them in a way that's absolutely delicious for you. So I hope you enjoy them. So to close today, I would just say that this is a rare opportunity to have so much intellectual capital in a room at one point in time. I hope that all of us can learn from each other. I hope that we can draw inspiration from each other. I hope that we can draw encouragement from each other, because with each iteration on our journey to becoming more sustainable, it gets tougher. I've got to be honest with you. The low-hanging fruit is gone. The teams have to be more innovative. They have to be more intelligent. They have to come up with new and better ideas. And we look to learn some of those things from all of you. So enjoy the days ahead. Thank you for coming. Your attendance alone makes a difference, and we're proud to have you with us. Enjoy.